Alright, we are live from Columbus, OH, and it is day, I don't even know, we're coming up on a week, I think, since I put in the service request for my air conditioner to be fixed. I'll wait for YouTube to catch up to verify. How come? Why can't I skip the ad? Okay, there we go. It's one of those where you have to answer the question. That sounds a little low. Let's go ahead and why does it keep doing that? When I mouse over it, mute it. Alright, so let's see. Checking the stream here. Test, test, test. 1, 2, test 1, 2. How did it go down? It was fine earlier. And now it's not hitting the same levels, going into the yellow as much, even though I'm yelling. Well, I guess that did. Alright, so maybe just kick it up a little bit. Apologies. One day when I get an assistant, the assistant will be taking care of all this. Alright, so that's a little more up, and let's see what we think about that. Oh, did I stop it? I stopped it. Did not mean to stop it. Let's... Okay, so that's probably good. What am I on? Okay. Alright, so that's probably good. Alright. Hey, let's get started. Ramsey show on replay today, or best of rather, and so that means that the crew, I guess, gets off to be off on July 2nd. What up, Sid? Good to see you, as always. So Ramsey crew getting off no, today's 3rd, my bad. No, yesterday was the 2nd, and so or either they saved the 2nd show to be broadcast on Monday maybe and doing replays today, and who knows how they're doing it. But anyway, we will find out if there's a new show on Monday. It's because they saved it. Alrighty. Minimize that. Alrighty, I am Coach Steve Money. I'm a Ramsey Solutions certified financial coach. You're watching this on youtube.com/Coach Steve Money, and for my financial content, just scroll past the Oak Island and Skinwalker Ranch playlist, and you'll see the Ramsey Show Aftershow, and today is episode number 564 of that series, and there's the 8 p.m. stream series answering your financial questions playlist, and the music playlist has 12 Ramsey adjacent songs in there, including what's one I don't normally do, and I guess that's why we all watch Rachel Cruz for good advice that she learned in her youth. Alright, and so anyway, like I said, there's 12 of those in there, so listen to those. By all means, if you can sing them better, singing not my actual job, so not that great at it, but if you can sing it better, feel free to do so. Send me a recording of you singing it, and I'll be there. Flash said there was Sid says that Flash said there was a live show on the app/radio. Okay, so I would guess that, and this is one way to handle it, is that you show a replay earlier, and then that way you have a brand new show to, it'll be, delayed, obviously, for YouTube, like it always is, but extra delay, but you'll have a new show for Monday. And so, that's a decision you can make. You can make those kind of decisions when you own the company. What else did we need to do? I guess nothing else except market report. Market not taking a day off. and we will look more into the reasons why. But look what we got. We finally got a new high on the Dow Jones Industrial Average. New high on the S&P 500 as well, and the NASDAQ setting new highs. Those were at highs yesterday as well. But the Russell Small Cap Index, I didn't check on this one before, but that one, it must have dove and not recovered as quickly, because that one still needs some boosting to get back up to a new high on there. But with the Dow, S&P 500, and NASDAQ, you're doing all right, probably. Jobs report, Trump's tax bill and trade deals drive, I guess, Wall Street drives stocks probably higher. It's probably what that says. Let's see what the rest of the planet is doing. Everything up in the Europe, mostly down into Asia. Let's see about that US dollar that everybody's worried about. It's up above the euro, up above the yen, down to the British pound, though low. Greetings from the colonies. Just by a hair, 0.014%. Also down to the Canadian dollar, they're not sorry. And of course, it's up against the Australian dolomite. In the US, we said NAR to being down to the Australian dollar. Let's see, what else do we have here? Earnings calendar we got on the 7th, Exxon, 15, JP Morgan Chase, and July 16th, Progressive Insurance. Let's check if all of the most followed single stocks on the Google, the most followed is a list of 6 of those, and of course that's the Magnificent 7 without the inclusion of NVIDIA, and maybe that will happen at some point. But let's see, it's normally right down here, and there it is, and it is 1.45% up. So good market day, it would seem like. Yeah, and so I guess we're done there, but I do have some stories that I already picked from the headlines. U.S. payrolls increased by $147,000 in June, more than expected, and so that was fun. On the replay today, Jade did the Dr. Evil Pinky. So this is, partly why the market is up, and good news is good. Sometimes though, something like this will happen as well, and then the market won't go up, and you're like, what? But the key points, this is again CNBC, excellent for doing this. They just make bullet points and give you 3 things. You don't have to read the entire article. Non-farm payrolls increased to seasonally adjusted 147,000 for the month, higher than the estimate for 110,000, and just above the upwardly revised 144,000 in May. Yeah, the numbers that are involved, the numbers that the government reports, always get changed. Well, we had to adjust it, we had to revise it, we had to do that, and they're doing that with temperatures from like 50 years ago. Oh, well, that wasn't right. Let's do the global warming thing and make that seem like more important than it is by revising the temperatures constantly lower, and the old, way older ones, and then the newer ones, will revise those higher. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, I don't think, but maybe. Market pricing, I'll talk with Rachel about that later. Market pricing shifted strongly following the payrolls report, with traders all but taking the chance of a July rate cut off the table. All right. Traders doing that. You think because the stock market is really good, you think that controls the tax rate, and that's not what the Fed is supposed to do. According to their own ideas, they're supposed to keep inflation down to 2% a year. And it has nothing to do with the stock market. That is so dumb. Government employment posted a large gain, leading all categories with an increase of 73,000 due to solid boosts in state and local hiring. Okay, well, I feel a little bit better that it's not the federal government after they cut a lot of jobs that may or may not have been necessary. But certainly government's too big, and I bet state and local government are too big as well. But, you know, can't have everything. Let's see. It says, but did they really? Will we see a correction down by 145 in like 4 months? It could happen. Could happen, Sid. Oh, well, we did the math wrong then. It's like, what are you not getting right now? And if that is going to continue to happen, why keep doing the announcements this early then? Why don't you wait and make sure you didn't make a mistake there? But it's dumb. Also, CNBC. In the tech section, U.S. lifts chip software curbs on China in sign of trade truce. And, you know, got a great idea. Got a great idea. Fabulous idea. When... No, it was more than that. When the market goes down because of tariffs, got a great idea. Why don't you not freak out and sell off your portfolio? And why don't you keep buying on schedule, whether it's up or down? Because look, new high again. So people dumb doing that. People were dumb when they got rid of everything. If they cashed out during the pandy crash, because it was back up to a new high 6 months later, and you could have been buying. And I mean, and some people did that. You know, I'm sure your day traders cashed out and waited until it got close to what was the bottom, and they tried to guess when the bottom was, and then they bought it all back. And so that's not advised either, though, because that kind of timing is not easy to pull off. Anyway, Siemens AG, Synopsys, and Cadence were informed that the export controls had been lifted. U.S. had reportedly told several chip design software companies on May 23rd that they were required to obtain licenses. You know, you check both ways. You gotta do shoulder checks. The three firms are considered part of the U.S.-dominated electronic design automation market. Alrighty. Let's answer some questions. Want to purchase dream car, but can't bring myself to pull the trigger. Okay, and I never... I don't get too jazzed up about this stuff because I don't care about cars. So I don't have a dream car. I mean, one, to be fair, one that has like all the new bells and whistles in it, and onboard GPS and all that crap would be fun, but not necessary at all. Let's see, found my dream car for sale. It's a one owner, low mileage, limited edition 2012 C63 AMG edition 1 coupe. So first of all, that's way too many things to describe it. The particular model, only 100 units worldwide, and this is arguably one of the cleanest ones right now. It's clean. Car has about 19,000 miles on it. One original owner. All service records at Mercedes-Benz. This is not going to be cheap. Oh, the car is 48,000. Okay, and I would be paying in full for it, well, that would be the only way you would do it. You would also be in baby step 4 at least, and also you would need to be making $96,000 a year and not have any other vehicles. Let's see, just for reference, I'm 26. I make around 70 to 80,000 per year, so that's a no. That's a no, because that's too much in a depreciating asset. Now, this is some kind of collector's thing, maybe, but generally a car is going to be a depreciating asset, and so that's why the rule is in place to not have all things with wheels and motors in them be more than half of your annual income. I have a $15,000 daily driver that I would keep paid off. Okay, and so that makes it even more because you have even more money. You would have $63,000 and you make 70 to 80,000. So that's going to be a no. And so you probably darn well know that, and that's why you are hesitating, which is a good thing. So don't do it. It's bad. Where are we at? The AMG will only be taken out on occasions. Insurance for it is $150 a month, and I would be taking full coverage off from November to April anyways. I have about 160,000 in savings, no debt at all. Yet I can't bring myself to buy the car. Do you own your? If you're in step 7, that would help convince me, but it's too much. You don't make enough money. Something inside me just won't let me buy it, even though I really, really want to, and that's fine. You just go with that then. I've lived extremely frugal the past few years. No fancy vacation, extravagant spending on anything. Right, you can do all that and still not buy the car, and it's fine as well. I'm worried that circumstances might change. Of course they will. That's what happens. Things change. Life, job, family, etc. And I might regret it, in which case I can just sell the car, lose a few $1,000s, if even that, and move on. Baby, I'll be moving on. I just don't feel like, for me, like I deserve it yet. And Mr. Ramsey would agree with you, because you don't make enough money to spend that much on a vehicle. Even a kind of collector's thing. Part of me also feels selfish, as there are things I want to do for my parents, whom I love dearly, take them on vacation, upgrade their cars, etc. All right. I know it's not a financially smart decision, but I'm at a point where I'd like to enjoy what would be my favorite hobby. Okay, with the OU. Perhaps not in the Estados Unidos. And somewhat reward myself, even though I haven't accomplished much yet. Convince me to buy or not buy the car. Mr. Ramsey would say no. It's against his advice. Side note, I work at Mercedes-Benz, so I get 75% off of labor with the U, and 40% off parts, which makes maintenance and repairs so much more reasonable, and that's a little justification station, and it's still a no from Mr. Ramsey due to the high price of it, and you not making that much money. I got a great idea. If you work at Mercedes-Benz, I would see about getting more money from Mercedes-Benz or IU, but that would be a no for Mr. Ramsey and, of course, Coach Steve Money. Logical Rip 7168. After marriage, my baby steps are all over the place, and that just simply means that almost certainly you're doing it wrong. I, the wife, was on baby steps 4 and 5. Okay. I was putting money into retirement as a self-employed person. I have a 20% down payment for a home. Debt-free, 3-month emergency fund, sinking funds for small goals. The hubby, on baby step 2, guess what? This says marriage, right? Guess what? You're on baby step 2 as well, because you're supposed to not have separate finances after you get married. Has the 1K but 30K of student loans with 0 current payments is due. That doesn't matter. You still pay it off. Also self-employed in my business. Got married, debt-free. Okay. Hopefully working together will all work out wonderfully. So now there we go. Okay, so you're thinking about it correctly. You just took a second to get to it. So we have 30K debt, right? 2-month emergency fund, which you should not. You take that back down to $1,000 and you put all the extra to that debt. 20% down payment. There's no down payment. When you are on step 2, you have no down payment. So you put all the down payment. So immediately debt free today, hopefully. Let's see, how much is the, does it say down payment? How much the down payment is? I don't think she said 20%. So maybe 30K or more. Retirement, one fully funded Roth every year, all sinking funds wiped. Picking up more income as it comes our way. Not having kids, we have to move out of this apartment. Our neighbors are violent with each other. Landlord trying to sell. Okay, a lot of stuff going on, but it doesn't change the baby steps. Landlord trying to sell, moving back home as an option. So I think we should save 1 more month emergency fund, then buy the house. No, not while there's debt. No. Rent. Rent until you get your combined finances straightened out. I know you got your little money separated here, and this is the down payment, but that's not how it works, because when you start doing the Ramsey advice or you get married into a lower baby step, you undo all the stuff that you would not have done. And oh, guess what? Look, it hasn't changed. Step 3B here is where you would save the down payment, and that's even after the full emergency fund, and of course, which is after paying off the debt, which is here is where you are, and you're trying to do here things. So you're doing it wrong. So it's not all over the place. You're just doing it wrong because you want to do it wrong so you can buy a house right now. So that's a no. You would rent. Then save a 6-month emergency fund. No, I would have the 6-month emergency fund before buying the house because stuff goes wrong with houses. While also funding the Roth and fund the Roth and pay off the school loan. That's a no. All while furnishing this new house with hand-me-downs so we are debt-free. What do you think? No, you're doing it wrong. Edit student loan interest. I don't give a crap what it is. You're doing it wrong. Would only day loan pay off long enough to fatten the EF? Your justification station got a great idea. Just do whatever dumbass crap you want to do. It's fine. But you're not doing the baby steps. So don't call it the baby steps. Call it your dumb plan instead. Because you're not doing the baby steps. You're not doing them. You're doing whatever you want to do. And interpreting it whatever way you want to interpret. Because this is not the Ramsey advice. The furniture you have now is probably fine. That's right. No challenges in furnishing. That's correct. You got to add that justification in there, Sid. Even though we don't play that, we don't play that justification station game. Finha 31. Financial habits. I don't know what the HA would be, or if that's even an abbrev. Question about the 15%. Hi, 37 and messed up financially due to bad spending habits. Well, that will do it. I'm on baby step 2 and almost finished. I plan on saving 7 months of expenses, so around $10,000. It would be 6 months as the maximum emergency fund that you would save. My thing is, I only make $30,000 a year after take home. Your take home pay is that after taxes. After take, which they do take. It is taxes, and they do take them. So should I still put 15% after step 3 of my annual income? Yes, once you get to baby step 4, you do investing and you do the 15%. That would leave me with $23,670 a year left. I'm going to school to better myself. If that helps, how are you paying for that? I'm going to phlebotomy school, and over time they get $28 an hour. So do I, and I'm not doing anything nearly that you would think you would make more money for, like phlebotomy. I think 10K in lieu of 6 months is reasonable. So Sid trying to be reasonable here. Necessary spring 129. Sid has some things, and I get it, because I probably have those things too, as where it's like not important enough to bother saying, you're doing it wrong for that little bit. Like I think one of her good ones is, if a $2,000 starter emergency fund will get you on the steps and have you be doing it, that's better than you not doing the baby steps at all. And my problem is, though, if people are crazy. If you give them an inch, they'll take a mile. And so if they do that with step 1, they're going to change something on step 2 and step 3 and step 4 and step 5. And so then why bother? That's my thinking on that. But I have some things where it's like, it's just not, and of course the default is, that's fine. I fully support you doing whatever you want to do with your life and your money. You are the one making the money. You're the one that has to live the life. And so knock yourself out and do it. You don't have to compare what you're doing to the baby steps. You don't have to do that. You can just do whatever dumb crap you want to do. Necessary spring 129 retirement. Let's see. Sid adds, if their expenses are like 1 to 2K a month, a reasonable emergency fund might be more than 10K. Dave used to say, which for most family is 10 to 15K. I don't remember that, Sid, but you have a better remember than I do. We'll see how good your memory is after mom brain happens. We'll see. That can take a toll. Seen it happen. Retirement. At what age is it okay to start pulling down your 401k? I'm 57 and can pull it out with taxes, no penalty, as a result of rule of 55. Got a bit of debt I want to clean up. That's still going to be a no. You do not do that. I got a great idea. I know what you know what you can do? You can work more and pay off your dumbass debt. You're doing it wrong. That way you have your retirement for your retirement. And if you've already retired, that was a bad decision to retire with debt. So also, if you have a bit of debt to clean up, so that means we have leftover baby step 2. Is there leftover baby step 3 as well, where you have more than $1,000? So that should take care of the debt and not pulling it from the 401k. You're doing it wrong. You're thinking about it wrong. Everything you're doing is bad. Hashtag dementia. That's right, Sid. That's right, Sid. It's not Sid's first day. Adam SDG. When to buy a new car. When your other one does not work anymore and it costs too much to fix, and you'd rather put that money to fix it towards a new car and not spend much extra than that to get said new to you car. Driver 2017. Oh, that's only 12 years old, newer than mine, with about 70K miles. What did I have on there? Mine was low mileage. I think I might be over 100 now. When I bought it though, used. Itching to buy a new okay, so the itching thing, that means no, don't do it. You don't need to do that. So this would require you're itching. You should do itching spending just in baby step 7. So that's going to be a no. Let's read on though, shall we? Buy a new one in cash. Only debt is about 60K left on mortgage. Yeah, that's a no. That's a no. No new cars. Got emergency fund plus non-qualified investments for medium-term savings too. So that would also be a no while you still have money on your mortgage. Are we not familiar with the baby steps? Let's take a look at them in case they've changed. They have not though. It says invest 15% of your household income. That would be your gross household income in investing for retirement. And you do not invest other monies. You do not have extra savings outside of, sinking funds for known upcoming expenses. But you don't have a little fund brokerage account and all that crap. While you have, did the person have debt? I don't know what he did. Yeah, he still has the mortgage debt. So no, you pay off the mortgage first, and then you can do itching spending. So yeah, and there's none of this medium-term savings too. No, 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 and no. Is there any kind of decision-making rubric people use to know when? Yeah, when it's not dumbass stuff like this. Just when it's not an itch would be my thing, but I don't care about cars, so I cannot relate at all. Or is it just when I want to since I have the cash? No, it's not. Because of the mortgage, and if you're investing more than 15% for retirement, you're talking about non-qualified investments, there's no non-qualified investments. No. Put those cash out the non-qualified investments for medium-term savings, and you pay off your stupid mortgage, and then when you're in step 7, then you buy your itching car. Happy to answer clarifying questions if helpful. No, you told me all I need to know, my friend. Update with trade. Can get brand new Model Y for about 22K. All right, it's Tesla. Tesla time. This is what I'm debating, and that's a no. No itching spending until you get your freaking mortgage paid off. At least not on that much. If you're itching to go see a movie, fine. Knock yourself out. Itching to go to a restaurant, fine. Enjoy. But there's no big spending on a freaking, it's only 22K you're saying, but that's itching spending. That's a no. If there's nothing wrong with your car right now, that's going to be a no for me, dog. This is from Coolvine, bro. Drowning in 61,000 bloody quid of debt. Step changed, advised suspension. What options do I really have left? UK. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead, not being from the bloody UK, I'm going to have to go ahead and Google step change and see what that is. Step change debt charity, free expert debt help and advice. All right. I guess if they're not charging you anything, I guess that's fine. I guess if they're just trying to actually help people. If they are steering you towards, debt relief companies and stuff like that are going to be making money off of you, then that's going to be a no. from me, so I don't know. Stepchange.org. And I don't know if that's an American thing or not. It might be an American thing. What does Step Change do? Let's see. A not-for-profit independent charity, putting people first is what we do. So we offer free and impartial advice for anyone worried about debt. No matter who you are, how you're feeling, we can help you take action. Alrighty, or you could just follow the Ramsey advice as well. But advise suspension. I don't know what that means. Hi all, I've recently gone through everything with Step Change and they recommended a payment suspension due to my financial situation and mental health. Oh, where you don't pay it? I've added all of my debts to their system and now I'm supposed to contact some of my lenders to request they suspend payments too. But I'm honestly stuck and feeling hopeless. Well, I mean, if you want to follow their advice, why aren't you calling them to request that they suspend payments? Tell them you're with this, Step Change, and that's what they recommended, and they might be like, well, no, you took it out, you owe it to us. But I'm honestly, and definitely be on, you know what you can do? You can just type it. You can say, but I'm stuck. You don't have to say honestly in there. I'll believe you if you say you're stuck. Feeling stuck doesn't mean you are, and feeling hopeless. I've made a lot of mistakes. I'm trying to fix them, but I'm backed into a corner. That seems like her hyperbole there. Full financial breakdown, income, universal credit, £383 a month. What? Where's the let's see. Let's open it up. Maybe it's cutting off something. Income, universal credit, $333 a month. No other income right now. Oh, not working. Oh, so it's like government handout money. Okay. Hoping to get back into work soon on $35K a year, plus commission. All right, not that much. Monthly essentials, outgoing, PCP, car finance. No, you can sell the car. If you are not working, you don't need to go anywhere. So you can sell the car, buy a beater. 10,000 bloody quid balloon in August 2028. Sell the freaking car and buy something cheap in cash. You're doing it wrong. Rent to mum, 200 bloody quid. How old is this person? Doesn't say. Gas and electric, 100. Monzo loan. I know what that is. $185. Let's get a loan for $185. We got credit cards. We got mom's credit card in my name. All right. Haircuts needed for work. You're not working yet. I guess you want to look nice for the interviews, though. Hopefully you're having some and not just getting the haircut. 80 bloody quid for a haircut. They don't have a Great Clips in the bloody UK. My goodness gracious me. Finance. For the phone, of course you're financing a dumbass phone. Of course. Community Fibra. That would be your internets, and 34 quid. That's not bad there. A Ring doorbell and Apple Care. Yeah, none of that. You cut out all subscriptions is what we do here. But yeah, I mean, you have to get a job before you can start even thinking about addressing some of this stuff. But you can call them. You can call the lenders if you haven't done that. I don't know why you haven't done that already. Total essentials, including food, $1,504.31. So there's a deficit of $1,121, and now because the $383 a month isn't cutting it, that the government is giving you. So yeah. Debts all added to Step Change. Okay, taken out by my sister for me, and This is just a crazy, crazy mess. You need to get your butt to work and do nothing but work and work and work and work and work and just pay off your debt. And what we do, the secured debt, you sell what's secured to pay it off. So you would sell this and you would buy a cheap car cash. Definitely start working, and then that would be probably one of the top priorities for me that you do. And that gets rid of the payment and also gets rid of the $14,100 debt and the balloon payment due August in 2028. That's coming, and see what happens. So you see, kids, with the balloon payment, that pushes off a big payment till later. And what happens is you keep living life and you aren't saving up for that big payment, and so you don't have it when it comes time for that to do. But everything, I don't know of one thing you're doing here that would be considered correct. I don't see anything. I mean, being concerned about it, I guess, and that's a start. It's a start. It's a start. Why I'm stuck, I have no assets I can sell. Your car, work in day-to-day life. What day-to-day life? What day-to-day life? You don't have to go anywhere. There's no need to go anywhere. You don't have any money to spend anywhere, so you don't need that. My mom has made it clear that if I start getting rid of things again to survive, like the car, she will kick me out. I know it sounds strange. It does. It does, and so I don't know what to tell you. If you're putting yourself in a situation where you can't do the best thing for you to do, which would be to get rid of that freaking car, then I don't know what to tell you. You are putting yourself into this situation because you have your little stipulations on things that you are not going to do. What I need, has anyone been through something similar and made it out? I'm sure they have, but they probably had a freaking job. Get a job. Is there anything else Step Change can help with beyond suspension? I have no idea about that. I mean, they may, if it's a charity, I don't know, they may have some funds or something like that they might give out to certain people, but there's way too many people in debt for them to just give money to anybody. So I don't think that's a thing. Bankruptcy is not advised. That would be the last thing that you would possibly do. Any ideas on how to bridge the gap just until I get working again? There's no free money anywhere. There's no money around somewhere where you can get a handout other than the government handout you're already getting. There's not anything that exists like that. I'm trying to get back into full-time work ASAP. No, you're not. You're on Reddit. I know I made mistakes, but I just wanted a chance to turn this around. Any help, experience, or advice would mean a lot right now. Thanks for reading. More effort into getting a job, even if it's one you think you're too good for. Get that job and look for another one. So yeah, the whole thing here with the baby steps, other than baby step 0, which is some mindset stuff as well in there, and baby step 0. But hey, look, all of the rest of the baby steps require money, so that requires an income. You need an income to make progress on the baby steps. Otherwise, it does not work. I don't know what Step Change would say about that. But that is honestly, that's the truth. So, yep, you can get to work immediatamente. That's immediately in Spanish. The meeting, 3 drinks, okay? Or the mortgage, 3 drinks, I don't know. Having to change my flair from baby step 7 to baby step 3 is a real trip. Okay, so you're either extremely dumb, extremely unlucky, or both. Let's see what happened. It hits heavy, not because I'm in debt. I'm not. Right? Because otherwise it would be step 2. I lost my job at a major retail chain and have been out of work 3 months despite this 20 plus years customer service experience. And guess what I did? I kept spending the same amount of money. Probably kept going out to eat and stuff like that as well. And that depleted the emergency fund. Even got rejected at McDonald's of all places. I did as well recently. I did, or not McDonald's, but I tried a bunch of lower paying jobs, and it just didn't work out. They didn't like me for whatever reason. And again, lower paying jobs, but then I got a higher paying job. And I was talking about it with another new person, and I can't remember how we got on the topic, but I said, yeah, I got I think we were talking about because we get paid pretty well there, and I was thinking, yeah, I was bummed when I got turned down for low paying jobs, but now it's all worked out. And coworker said, yeah, same thing happened to me. That was God intervening. And so I'm fine with thinking about it like that. And you never know, could be true. McDonald's. When I moved my emergency fund into checking from my high yield savings account, like, dang, it got real. That's why we have an emergency fund. Indeed, but the idea is if you don't have income, then you immediately stop your amount of spending as though you had income. People have a hard time doing that. They still want to go out to eat to McDonald's or somewhere more expensive even. They want to still do that even though they don't have income. And that's how you go through the emergency fund faster. And that helped me make this move to a new state. So we're doing that too all at the same time with my pops to stop bleeding my savings. I mean, if you lived on the coasts or Denver or somewhere else that was stupid expensive and you moved to the Midwest, welcome neighbor. And I certainly understand that. All that to say, it's tough out here, folks, but the steps do help manage when you're feeling in that trench. Well, yeah, that's why they're set up the way it does, because if you do lose that job and you're not working for 3 months, then it's not a disaster. If you didn't have the emergency fund, it would have been a disaster, right? And now what Dave often says is the emergency fund turns disasters or something like that, emergencies, something like that, into an inconvenience. It's more of an inconvenience because I gotta use emergency fund money and then put it back. So it's more of a inconvenience there. Just got to get some gainful. Does that mean just make money? Is that what the kids are saying now instead of secure the bag? I'm always behind. And rebuild the emergency fund wherever I can get hired. Yep. Even if you think you're too good for it, take it, and you can always still look for another job while you work that low-paying job that you're too good for. Too sleepy in real life. Looking for car advice as a 23-year-old. Hello, everyone. Hi, guys. I just want to start with, I know that I have made mistakes, but I'm looking to correct those financially. Sure. That's a lot of the questions. I've been watching a lot of Dave Ramsey recently, so I know all the advice. Let's see, but no, and I figured I would ask for everyone's help on this topic. Firstly, I have no credit card debt and do have a very small amount of emergency savings, $4K. Should be $1K, and then you would use the $3K to buy a used car. Let's say I make around $57,000 USD gross. 40K net, and the more that I've been putting money into saving and investing into stocks. Single stocks are not advised by Mr. Ramsey. If those are in a retirement account, you sell those and you don't take the money out, obviously, because it's in a retirement account, but you reinvest those into managed mutual funds that give you more diversity than single stocks, and they are less risky because of the diversity. I've really become addicted to watching the numbers go up. I get paid bi-weekly and put $5.50 each check into savings, and then have $270 left over to allocate anywhere. Stocks, more car money payment. Car money payment? You mean just like you putting it in savings, you're paying yourself? See what else is going on here? Oh my goodness. Have no bills as I live at home with mommy and daddy. My worst issue is that I have with cars. I really enjoy them as a hobby and just exchange them super often. This is a no. This is a no for your baby step progress. So that's a no. No super often changing cars. That's going to be a no, dude. Because it's not going to be too long. If it hadn't happened before, you're going to get a limit. To the point that it's a problem, and I'm realizing it now. Oh, you didn't know that was going to be a problem? I just recently purchased a 2016 Mustang with 14K miles and owe $35K on the vehicle, which means I'm upside down around $4 to $5K. Imagine that. $605 monthly payment. Oh, wait a second. Okay, so I get it. I thought perhaps following the baby steps, but no, just having the 4K in savings and doing dumbass car payments for these. So the advice was no, even when it was you paying cash for them. But financing them is 100% a no, and even more loud no. I know 35K on the vehicle. Upside down. Yeah, the payment for the car is not hard to make by any means, but I just noticed that with a cheaper vehicle, my dollars can be working way better somewhere else. Indeed. And so guess what? If you don't do this dumb car stuff, then you can have even more money going somewhere, working way better somewhere else. If you don't do freaking dumb car stuff. I'm seeking on how I move forward and what I should do. I'd really like to pay on the car super fast to break out. Then do it. Break even, sell it. No, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. You can just, if you don't have the cash. Oh, you do have the cash. You have the cash in your savings. You have $4,000 in there. So you do have the cash to get rid of it. How much are you underwater? Upside down around 4 to 5K. Hey, look at that. You have saved that much money, so you have that, so you can sell that today. And that would be the advice from Mr. Ramsey. And get maybe a 20K vehicle. No, you get the cheapest one that is available, that works. Which puts me in line with wheels cost no more than 50% of your annual income. Knows that, but doesn't know all the other stuff. Just paid attention to when it dealt with his little car thing. Though he also talks about buying in cash, but I don't think I'm in a position to do that currently. Yes, you are. You just don't buy a 20K. You buy a cheaper one, and that's your problem. That's your problem. You're still thinking about a car enthusiast person. We're not in car enthusiast mode. You need to wait till a higher baby step for that. You're doing it wrong. So you have heard the advice. You're just not paying attention to the parts that you don't want to pay attention to. Then put a 5 to 8K down payment on it. Yeah, there's no down payments on cars. There's no buying cars on credit. There's no financing cars unless you want to do your dumb crap you've been doing all along. Knock yourself out. You know, you have to be really dumb to not understand the Ramsey advice. As much as you've been quoting it and you misinterpreting it the way, oh, I'm not in a position to do that, so that's okay, makes it okay for me to finance it. No, it does not. No, 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 and no, and no. I won't yell again. No, but certainly like to. Goals I would like to work towards. I'd really like to, I feel like for me to build a hefty saving, invest more in my 401k and brokerage accounts and save for my own place. Yeah, you can't do any of that if you have to finance a car. You're not in a situation, you're not in the place where you can do any of that. And quit trying also. People love to do this because they're dumb as crap. They want to do all of this stuff all at the same time. So that's not, and save for my own place. Yeah, move out from mommy and daddy. And that may be some of the problem. Because you might not have the extra funds. If you have to pay your own way in the world, you might not have enough extra money to do dumbass cars stuff like you're doing now. Yeah, advice would be great, appreciated. Also, feel free to roast me. I just want to make better choices going forward. Thanks. That would be to not. Okay, so somewhere in the Ramsey, in you watching Ramsey, and it's the what would Dave do flair. Here's what Dave would do: not freaking finance the car just because you want it. And I mean, really, the way it seemed like for me, honestly, by the phrasing and the rest of the context in there, it was, yeah, I'm not in a position to buy a $20,000 car. And so the thing to do then would be to finance it instead of to not buy the $20,000 car, you see. And so that's where you are lacking in, judgment or understanding of the Ramsey advice. I don't know. People are nutty. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, my goodness gracious me. Sorry, it's already been an hour. It seems like do I talk too much about, or take me too long to read all of the stuff? It would really be great, people on Reddit, if you would summarize it very quickly without giving unneeded information that's not necessary, which it does mean it's unneeded. And so it does take me long to read them, but and of course I interject a lot as well. So it seems like we don't get much done though every day. What were we doing? I will be doing an after show tomorrow on July 4th. And that again will be 11:07 Eastern Time. In the AM, 60K in debt. Advice is to pay it off. And how you pay off 60K of debt is the same way you pay off $1 of debt or $60 million of debt. You do not spend that money on anything else. Luthio the Elf, investing DCA or dollar cost averaging or lump sum, please. You lose money if you save a bunch of money over time and then put it in the market, because you're not getting all the gains throughout. And you're not buying at the low down here while it's constantly going up like it does. And like we've proven again by going to a new time today. So lump sum is dumb for paying off things as well. Like, for example, your mortgage or your car. You would not save up a lump sum and then send that payment. If you send it earlier, it takes off of the principal and then you don't pay as much in interest, unless, of course, your lending agreement has all of that built in, which has happened. Lucky Mint 1127, beginner. Now what? Less than $2,000 in personal debt. Well, that's great. All right. Well, $6,000 in savings. Guess what? You are debt free, because your $6,000 savings will now be $4,000 savings, and you will pay off that personal debt. Oh, I owe 15 grand for a car, that's personal too. You own it, so you're doing it wrong. You're thinking about it wrong, and so you're a beginner, and so that's bound to happen. So we will straighten this person out tomorrow. 39 debt free, seem to be 40 in 1 month. That is how it works. After 39, your next birthday, you are 40. $980,000 net worth, with goal to be 1 million by 40 in 1 month. See, that's the kind of thing that I think is dumb as crap. So if you wait to address this and look at that goal and actually make moves to accomplish that goal with only 1 month to go, that's even dumber than that's the dumbest thing I've read on here all day. Because it's one of your little goals. I understand it's great to set goals and to hit them, and that means you're making progress and stuff like that. But the way you went about that, hey, it wasn't important enough to pay attention to all along. No, you would pay attention to it with 1 month to go. And that may not be enough time to add 20K to your net worth. I don't know. We'll read his dumb crap and we'll see. And it's time to start living. I don't know about that. That sounds like a little justification station, but we will see what shape that person is in. One more time, Coach Steve Money, Ramsey Solutions, certified financial coach. And if you, yes, you, talking to you, if you are having money troubles, or make that a little bit bigger, there we go. If you're having money troubles, or you just want to make sure you're on the right track, you can schedule a free, yes, absolutely 100% free consultation assessment with me. Not an adjustment, not a chiropractor. Maybe I'll adjust your way of looking at finances, maybe. You can do that by emailing me, coachstevemoney@gmail.com. You can also email me about anything on my channel or financial stuff in general. Or anything about any questions about coaching. You can use that email. Donations can go to paypal.me/CoachSteveMoney. Alternatively, the Cash App at $CoachSteveMoney. Also, or Walmart gift card to coachstevemoney@gmail.com. That same email address. Upcoming streams. Oh, I didn't change this, so it probably has today's on there. But Ramsey Show, Aftershow, there will be one tomorrow on July 4th, our Independence Day. And then there will be an Answering Your Financial Questions stream at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Sunday, July 6th. And on tomorrow's Aftershow, I'll have the shows for the next week. I'll have those listed on here, and then I'll be able to also let you know, say it verbally too when they are. Alrighty, thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe, like, and comment, and as always, make smart. It says it right here, so constantly read it, constantly do it. Always make smart financial decisions every day.